Hello, welcome in. I'm Jane Drops. This is Drops of Jupiter Tarot. I am so glad you guys are here. Again, I've done the first three. Now I'm going to upload these three. So this is for Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. So this is the Cancer reading. The next video will be for Leo, and then the video after that will be for Virgo. So they're separate videos for each sign. First time I'm doing signs, recording them anyway. So yeah, do interact, do drop a comment. And yeah, let's drop into the reading, shall we? So exactly the same as the others. I've done all the pre-shuffle and everything before, and I've just dealt out 12 cards, so shuffled, and then for each one that's popped out, I've just put it out, turned it over, and this is what we've got, right? So we'll start with, just give me 1 second. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. Let me just remove that. All right, Seven of Pentacles. To clarify the Seven of Pentacles, we've got the World and the Hanged Man, right? I'll go through them all in a minute. I'm just kind of letting you know what we've pulled. So, and then I'll tell you how they interact with each other, yeah? So, Eight of Cups. With that, the clarifying cards were the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. So, a lot of conflict in that one, if you can kind of see. Then you've got Three of Cups. You've got the Hermit in reverse. You've got Strength upright. And then the last three, you've got the Nine of Swords clarified by the Star and the Ten of Cups. Right, so let's get into your reading, shall we, Cancer? So when I dealt the cards, the question was, why are we here, Cancer? So basically, from kind of just having a just look at the cards, it's a heavy but beautiful spread. It's basically suggesting that your purpose, the why you are here, isn't just about the hustle. It's about the emotional evolution of the soul, right? So let's start. So by the World and the Hanged Man, yeah? The lesson. So you're here to master patience and perspective. Cancer often wants to protect and grow things quickly, but these cards suggest that you're here to experience the long game, right? The World and the Hangman showed that your ultimate fulfillment comes only when you stop trying to force the harvest, yeah? And instead view the world from a completely different spiritual angle, yeah? Right? Then, so that's your foundation, that's your Seven of Pentacles, right? So then you've got your challenge, which is your Eight of Cups, yeah? So that's clarified by the Five of Wands, yeah? Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, yeah? So Eight of Cups, Five of Wands, Five of Swords. The lesson. You are here to learn when to walk away. The Eight of Cups is a soul's journey, but with all that five energy, the conflict, your hurdle is leaving behind toxic dynamics or a need to win arguments. You're basically here to realise that walking away from chaos isn't a defeat. It's the only way to protect your peace, right? And then comes, let me move these out of the way, the connection, right? Which is, let me just move them over there, yeah? Which is the connection. So that's your Hermit reversed and Strength, right? So the lesson, you're here to redefine community. So the Hermit reverse suggests that you spend too much time feeling lonely or isolated. Strength combined with the Three of Cups says your why involves finding the courage to come out of your shell and lead your tribe with soft emotional power rather than hiding away. Which, if I flip the Hermit, very solemn, very introverted. Do you know what I mean? But knows why. Do you know what I mean? He knows the answers are within you. He knows what's going on, basically. Yeah. From the gist of that, it's basically kind of telling you need to kind of look at the spiritual side of life. You've got the 3D part down. Do you know what I mean? Now you need to kind of figure out what life's actually about, because you're kind of just going through the rat race at the minute. Do you know what I mean? I think that's basically what it's trying to say. Which literally is causing you some kind of anxiety. Do you know what I mean? But again, do you remember we was talking about the price? Do you remember we were talking about the price in one of the last videos about how the price to enter the happy gate, we'll say, yeah? So the price to enter the gate, yeah, is you've got to basically transmute anxiety into hope, yeah? So you've got to transmute this into this, yeah? Know that there's hope, know that you will be fulfilled, yeah? So the Nine of Swords, not gonna lie, is a nightmare card. You can kind of see it. It's about nightmares, depression, worry. But being clarified by the Star and the Ten of Cups is basically incredible. It kind of means that your life path is about moving through deep ancestral or personal fears to reach a state of total emotional healing. So you're here to prove that peace is possible even after the darkest of nights. Yeah? Peace is possible even after the darkest of nights. Alright? So, in short, quick gist of all of these babies. Yeah? So you're here to move away from conflict, master your internal world, and eventually create a Ten of Cups sanctuary for you and the people that you choose to invite into it. Do you know what I mean? Again, be careful with that one, because, you know, that's where that comes in. So yeah, so obviously I did the same thing for you guys as I've done for the others. I did try and pull 3 moon cards, but it gave me 5. So we've got breathe through the tension, make time for self-love. So breathe through the tension. Basically, when you're starting to feel anxiety, you're feeling anxious, fear, anything like that, deep breaths, breathe, close your eyes, clear your mind, yeah? Breathe through it. Know you make time for self-love. Know your worth. That them two tie into each other. If you love yourself and you know who you are, you know your worth. If you know you come first and you love yourself in the way you should, knowing your worth is what comes with it, yeah? Be proud of yourself, but also go wild, like come out of your shell. Look, it's out in the open. Do you know what I mean? Waiting to show people who he is, the soft, gentle side of him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, like spirituality, inner healing, all that kind of stuff, it is hard, but it isn't if you're willing to put the work in. Do you know what I mean? When you decide to do it and you realise what life is actually about, your life purpose, it's not hard. It kind of, you go with the flow. I'm not even gonna lie. And the last part was 5 cards of advice. I'm gonna keep that out because you should be proud of yourself. Do you know what I mean? We all should for the encounters and the experiences that we've all gone through, and we're still here. We come out the other end. Do you know what I mean? So we've got abundance and growth await. Trust the universe to expand your spiritual horizons. So I'm guessing you're probably getting some kind of signs. Do you know what I mean? Be it through dreams, signs from the from the 3D world, like things that come into your head. Things like that. Your natal chart holds your soul's blueprint. Study it to understand your purpose. So the astrological chart, maybe that's something that you need to have a bit of a research in and find out who you actually are when it comes to astrology. Yeah. Obviously, your star signs, you've got the big 3. My 3, Taurus Sun, Libra Moon, and Leo Rising. Yeah. So, and you get that from putting in the day you were born, the place that you were born, and the time that you were born. Date, month, and year you were born, the place you were born, and the time that you were born. I was born at 11:01. Mad, that is 111. Basically beginnings. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I was born on the 28th of April, which my birthday's tomorrow. If you'd like to send me a happy birthday comment on one of my videos, I would very much appreciate it. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. I'm counting backwards now. So, let the winds of change carry you. Embrace cosmic movement with grace. Yeah? Karmic lessons are revisiting. So, reflect and act on what you've learned. So, basically, again, what it was saying about conflict. Do you know what I mean? Moving away from conflict and that drama. Yeah? You need to walk away from drama to keep your peace. Karmic lessons are the drama. That's the only way to put it. Your karmic lessons are the conflict that's coming and for you to walk away. So your karmic lesson is to walk away from the karmic people, the toxic people. Yeah, I accidentally took that with me. And then we've got see beyond the surface. Again, going deeper, spirituality, see beyond the 3D. There's a whole lot more. Cosmic clarity reveals the truth in all situations. Honestly, it really does. Why do you think I do this? I do this to give people clarity on where they're going, because life isn't, you don't get a manual, but this kind of is help. This is advice, guidance. Yeah, so it kind of is, excuse me, like an instruction manual on how to be a decent person and live as a decent life as you can, as your highest self. Yeah? Hope that resonated with you guys. If you would like a personal reading, please do drop me an email at dropsofjupitertarot@gmail.com. And obviously, my disclaimer I have to kind of give. So the insights from these readings are for guidance only. Your choices are entirely your own. And I accept no responsibility for any decisions or actions taken as a result. These are just guidance. It's up to you whether you follow it, but obviously how you follow it, if you're not listening to what the cards are saying and doing what they're saying and you do something completely different, it's not going to work, right? It's not how you want to deal with it, it's how the divine's telling you to deal with it, so follow the guidance, yeah? Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. Keep shining, and I will catch you on the next drop of Jupiter.